Today on the Modern Musicking Show, I'm going to learn to play the bass by Haruki. We're going to learn a little bit about Tash Sultana and our music history moment. I'm going to sit down and talk with Alexa Woloshin, and you're going to have a fantastic student showcase to enjoy. Today on Jacob Random Holmes, featuring Jacob Randall Holmes, you know that feeling when you're walking on ice, like an icy sidewalk, and you start to slide and you think you're going to fall, but you don't actually fall, and you catch yourself before you fall? Can you write me a song about that? I'm Lance Leduc. We're coming to you from the Carnegie Mellon University School of Music. We're in the Vlahakis recording studio, and it is my great pleasure to interview Alexa Woloshin today. I've been very excited to talk to Alexa. Alexa is a new professor here at Carnegie Mellon. Can you tell the viewers what it is that you teach here?
So I teach courses in music history, mostly 20th and 21st century. This semester I'm teaching world music. So we've been journeying around the world through that. And then also music since 1945.
Before you were at Carnegie Mellon, what were you doing?
I came here from University of Toronto. But previous to that, I was also teaching at Bowling Green State University. So I was sort of in the region. But I came here immediately from University of Toronto.
What got you interested in music history?
Well, I can remember when I was taking private lessons as a young pianist. I'm from Canada, and there's a certain curriculum that has music history and music theory built into it. And I remember that even though I loved the playing, but I also loved reading the stories, reading about composers' lives, and reading about, which pieces were the most popular and which pieces inspired riots and all these stories. That's what I was really interested in. And so I had that opportunity, while I was in junior high and high school, to explore that aspect of music. So then when I was entering my undergrad, that was the program I was in. I was in the music program, but majoring in history, music history. And the love just never stopped.
And how did you hone in on 20th, 21st century or music since 1950 especially, or 41?
Well, I must admit, if you had asked me when I started my degrees if that would happen, I would have told you no. I was much more of a traditionalist at that point. Bach and Beethoven, really sort of the core. But I think it would be timbre. Interesting sounds kind of drew me into the 20th century. The 20th century with technology and, just unusual approaches to music expanded this whole timbral world, and I was fascinated by it. And I love challenging my ears to understand what's going on in a piece of music. The other thing is, one of the reasons why I focus on music now that's really in the last, say, 30 years, is that these composers are alive. And I see that it's part of my job to preserve what they're doing so that future generations can have access to their music and their words. So I see that as my job as well.
Have you found a difference in how students react to music of the last 30 years from a historical perspective than they do to the last 300 years? Do they approach it differently, or do you think it hits them in a different way?
Students are in general very open-minded, but I do find that there's an initial sort of stumbling block because it sounds so unlike the music that they tend to perform. I mean, especially at CMU, where a lot of the students are in the CMU Philharmonic, and they're playing a lot of, the classical, romantic, maybe early 20th century, beautiful, incredible works that should be performed. So they're coming at it from that experience. And so initially it can be a little bit jarring for them, but they usually are very eager to kind of unpack it and understand, okay, so what exactly is the composer going for here? Why exactly were they motivated to write in this way? And they definitely do respond well when you can place it in a context, when you understand, say, why after World War II, there was a group of composers who rejected music that had any kind of emotional element, because for them, coming out of the war, that had been such an emotionally fraught experience, and for them to create a distance from that in their music was important. So while they might not like that music, or they might not want to play that music, they can understand on a human level why a composer might be motivated in that way.
Well, thank you so much for sitting down. So on behalf of Alexa and me, Lance LeDuc, from the Vlahakis recording studio here at Carnegie Mellon University, thanks very much for watching. Welcome to Lance Learns to Play. Guess what I'm going to learn to play today? No, the bass. So today, Hiroki Yuasa is going to show me something about the bass. What am I going to learn today, Hiroki?
Great. Well, I think we could first start by learning how to make a sound produced out of the bass.
All right.
So,
am I holding it all right so far?
Yeah. So you want your left foot on the stool rung and then right foot on the ground.
Okay.
Yep, just like that. And then you could probably extend the bass out a little bit further, like just like that.
Okay.
Great. And then, well, why don't we just try to make a sound first? So like
which strings? Does it matter?
on any of the strings, or just aim for the middle of in between the bridge and the fingerboard here. So you want to be
down here.
Down there. Yeah.
I see.
So just try to produce a sound. Yeah. Just like that.
There you go.
Great. I think we should also figure out how to hold a bow.
Okay.
So you can put your thumb on the frog. We call that the frog, the black area there.
The black area is the frog.
Yep.
Okay.
So it's
Thumb's
like
on the
kind
frog.
of bent like this. Yes.
Okay.
And then your index finger can rest onto the tube there.
Okay.
And then the rest of the fingers can curl inwards. So it'll look like this. Yeah, that's actually really good.
Who knew?
It's actually,
I'm a natural.
Yeah,
Come
that's
on,
really
what? See?
Nice.
You look surprised.
It's a really hard concept actually, but nice. That's good. So you can come
I'm
back
surprised
down.
too.
You can come back down and produce a sound. So, and maybe the other strings too, and see how that goes. Okay. The next thing I think we should talk about is like just how you can produce a good sound. 3 things that you should keep in mind are like the speed of how fast you're playing the string, and also like how much weight you're pushing down onto the string. So the weight comes from your whole arm, shoulder, and your fingers.
Okay.
So this is me pressing really hard.
So it changes the tone and the volume.
It does change the tone and volume.
So the speed and the pressure. And what's the third thing?
It's the location of where you play it on
I
the
see.
string. So like here you can play louder, but it also has a grainier, tighter, faster sound, as opposed to here, which will produce a much softer sound, quieter.
So it's smoother if I'm up here,
Yes.
and more, I don't want to say harsh, but more
More on the harsher side as you get
down
closer
here?
to the bridge. Yeah.
And then in the middle is
It's
sort of
kind
in
of
the
where
middle.
middle.
So speed, and then pressure,
Yes.
and location. So if I want a smoother sound, I'll come up here.
So the quieter sound, yeah.
And then will I use those in combination? I'll go both slower and less pressure, and up here, what's this called?
This is the fingerboard.
So
this
up on the
whole black
finger, if I'm
area.
closer to the fingerboard, and I want it to be as smooth as possible and soft, it'll be slow, less pressure, and up towards the fingerboard?
Yes. So
Okay.
like in the softer lyrical sections of the passage, you might play on the fingerboard.
I see. Cool. Pressure, speed, and location. And now, another music history moment.
Tash Sultana. Tash Sultana is a young, dynamic artist who has commanded world attention since their homemade videos went viral. In their music, they do all of the instrumentation. They are a self-taught artist having fallen in love with music at the age of 3 when their grandfather gifted them a guitar. They have mastered over 15 instruments, including the guitar, the bass, trumpet, flute, percussion, and saxophone. They have vocals that shine with a unique magical quality, and they have a live show that needs to be seen to be believed. They are a one-person powerhouse that has over 200 million streams of their song Notion. They began their career through busking on the streets of Melbourne to make a living. They were a vocalist for the band Mind Pilot and won several Battles of the Bands competitions in Melbourne. Sultana is a self-described drug addict, having developed drug-induced psychosis at the age of 17 and had to undergo several months of therapy to recover. Ever since, they have devoted themselves to their music. They advocate strongly for LGBTQA+ rights and have publicly yelled out to audiences that if they are homophobic, transphobic, or racist, that they could just F up.
And that was a music history moment. All right, this is our student showcase. Why don't you tell the nice people who you are?
Hi, my name is Sydney Roslin, and I'm a senior studying vocal performance.
And what are you going to sing for us today?
Today I'm going to sing Music for a While by Purcell, arranged by Benjamin Britten.
Can't wait.
Music, music for a while, shall all your cares beguile, shall shall all your cares beguile, wondering how your pains were eased, and disdaining to be pleased, till electo free the dead, till electo free the dead from their eternal band, till the snakes drop, 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 drop from her head, and the whip from out her hand. Music, music for a while, shall all your cares beguile, shall all, shall all your cares beguile, shall all your cares beguile.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Get out of here. We're trying. I'm not ready for my close-up.
Hope you enjoy it. We hope you enjoy it. Hey, thanks for watching the show. If you want to reach us with questions or comments, you can figure out all the ways to do that by clicking on any of those links in wherever you're watching this thing. We've had a great time putting these together and hope you find them useful as well. Thanks for watching.